For this speech, I chose to do the creative speech, and I'm going to read a portion of a paper that I wrote on animal testing. Animal testing is a topic that is very hotly debated in today's society and the media. In my opinion, animal testing is an inhumane practice. Many scientists throughout history have used animals to learn about things such as anatomy, physiology, pathology, and various other subjects. For as long as the human species has been around, the use of animals as a means of transportation, food, and being as pets has been existent. As time progressed and the desire for knowledge increased, people started using animals for other purposes as well. Animal testing is one of the oldest forms of medical research. Animal research dates all the way back to around 300 BC. Greek scientists such as Erasistratus and Aristotle performed experiments on living animals during their lifetimes from around 300 to 200 BC. Surgical procedures were also first tested on animals before they were performed on humans. A 12th century physician named Ivan Zur, who used animals for his research, can be credited for the medical procedures that are still performed in modern day. Animal research is a frequent practice in the United States and all over the world. Statistics from the USDA show that 820,812 animals were used in research in the US just in 2016. This number does not even include the near 100,000 animals that were held in the facilities but not used in any research. Also separate from the number is the number of mice, rodents, and fish used in research, as they are not included under the Animal Welfare Act. The field of pharmacology has advanced because of the use of animals in medical research. According to an article written on the National Center of Biotechnology Information's website, the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act was passed in 1938 to require that all drugs must be tested on animals before they're marketed. According to the article, a drug was marketed to the public in 1938 that contained diethylene glycol, which is extremely toxic to humans. The drug was not tested on animals first and killed over 100 people. This incident is how the act came about. A similar incident happened in the 50s and 60s where a drug used for morning sickness in pregnant women caused thousands of babies to be born missing limbs and with other birth defects. Because of cases like these, many people argue that animal testing is a necessary way to avoid human casualties and injuries. One of the reasons why animal testing causes so much debate is because of the argument of whether animals deserve rights or not. In many people's opinions, animals are inferior to humans and therefore do not deserve the same right. One argument in favor of animal rights is that of Louis Vaughan. Vaughan discusses how animals are sentient beings. Sentient means that they can have experience such as pain and pleasure. Considering that animals are capable of these feelings, they should be awarded rights in a certain amount of consideration. Thomas Reagan is another person who is against the maltreatment of animals. He argues that animals are not only sentient beings, but have other mental capacities such as memory, self-awareness, and an array of emotions. Reagan states that beings that have all these capabilities are considered subjects of life. He states that these subjects of life have value that does not come in degrees and that all subjects of life have equal inherent value. One specific part of animal testing that makes it so wrong is the methods that are used. The treatment of the animals in the research facilities and the experimentation methods that are used are inhumane. According to the PCRM website, animals that are housed in research facilities can be subjected to many brutal methods of experimentation, such as force feeding, invasive procedures, burns, traumatic injuries, injections, biopsies, food and water deprivation, and psychological manipulation. Some of the specific methods that are used include things like dropping weights on rodents to cause spinal injuries and causing burns on animals so that scientists can study burn injuries. Many humane groups and animal rights activists have worked to try to end animal testing altogether. While some companies have decided to be cruelty-free, others are still a long way off. Alternatives to animal research were discovered and proposed to try to avoid some of the unethical practices. The concept that is being applied is known as the 3 R's: reduction, refinement, and replacement of laboratory use of animals. Animals that are confined to small cages can eventually undergo severe psychological stress, self-injury, and mutilation. According to C.F. Hendrickson, enriching the cage environment by taking care of animals reduces the stress on animals. Scientists should refine the animal facilities so that pain, discomfort, and distress during the animal's life and scientific procedures are reduced. Moreover, under the stress and discomfort, there may be an imbalance in hormonal levels of animals, leading to fluctuations in the results. Hence, experiments need to be repeated, which causes an increase in the number of experimental animals. Refinement is necessary not only to improve the life of laboratory animals, but also to improve the quality of research. Animal testing is not only wrong, it's unnecessary. Many people are unaware of the different methods that can be used instead of using animals for research. Some examples are in vitro testing using human cells and tissue, human patient simulators, and computer modeling, just to name a few. The in vitro method of testing has replaced the skin irritancy test and the Draize eye test that is frequently used on rabbits. If implicated more, these methods will greatly reduce the number of animals being experimented on and could eradicate animal testing altogether. Though it is undeniable that many significant scientific achievements have come from animal testing, it is still unethical. Animals are beings deserving of rights, and their purpose is not to be of use to humans. Though humans are superior in some ways, research has shown that animals do have many of the same mental and physical capabilities as humans. Therefore, they should be treated with respect and are deserving of rights. With advancements in technology and the discovery of different alternatives, it is only right that we work to eliminate animal testing altogether in the near future.